Good morning and welcome to Spartan Spotlight. We're here to provide you with an in-depth look at all things regarding Aurora University athletics. Today we'll be talking to Jim Hammond, AU's athletic director, Jim Seidelman, women's head coach volleyball, as well as Rick Ponks, head football coach. Okay, so James, your Spartans are 15-7 overall and 1-1 in the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference. Can you tell me about your second season as head coach?
It's definitely a lot different than the first. We got some more players that I've recruited here on campus, and I think we're starting to turn the program around. The culture of the program has definitely changed a lot. We have some people that are here solely for volleyball and their academics, which is a little bit different than we've had in the past.
Awesome. How important has it been to your young team's development from winning the Jim Coleman Memorial Tournament as well as the Illinois Wesleyan Tournament?
It's nice to win tournaments, but I really think that they're developing as a team, and that's the most important part, how they play together. We've played a lot of matches, and I think that's really what's helped their development.
Okay, awesome. Tell us about the players who've made an impact on your strong start for the year of 2014.
We rely a lot on Peyton McKenzie. She's a transfer sophomore. She's really our number one outside attacker. We rely a lot on our right sides, which has kind of been a revolving door. We have a few people that are playing over there, but you know, I think that our pin players is really where it comes down to.
Okay. You played international volleyball for the USA prior to starting your coaching career. What can student athletes gain from your experience?
Not so much my international experience, but just my playing experience in general. I think they gain a lot from. You know, I've worked with many different coaches, which has helped me develop as a coach, and played with many different players, which has helped me in kind of guiding our players through the development and how it's, you know, what it's like to work with their own teammates and kind of develop as a person.
Okay, and then can you elaborate too as well what your experience was like over international?
It was great. We got to spend a month in Australia. We trained for a week in Los Angeles and then traveled over there. You know, just being in Australia, went to a couple different cities and got to play matches there. We came away with our bronze medal, which was really nice. Lost to the home team in the semifinals of the tournament, but you know, it was great. Some of those guys, they live in the Midwest now, and I still keep in contact with them, so it was a really good experience.
That's awesome. And then as you enter your second season, what have you learned about Aurora University?
Aurora University, it's all about the people here. It's really cool. I've gotten to, you know, form relationships with a lot of coaches in our department, a lot of the people that are outside our department, some of the faculty members, and really that's what somebody said to me as soon as I walked on campus, and it's starting to kind of, you know, appear to me more and more. It's all about the people and how they interact and just how caring people are around here.
That's awesome. And then what are your expectations for the remainder of this season?
I mean, really our goal is to qualify for the NCAA tournament, winter conference. That's the way that we need to be able to get there. So we're taking it match by match. Now our conference schedule is starting to pick up, so we just focus match by match.
Okay. And then tell me a little bit about the recruiting process. What are you looking for in prospective players?
First and foremost, somebody that's really interested in getting a good education. You know, we're a Division III school, and that's the most important thing, that we mesh up properly as far as that's concerned. Competitive individual, somebody who's really focused on, you know, volleyball. You know, I'm putting that academics, I say A1, and then A2 would be our volleyball program. You know, strength and conditioning in the off season, really just putting 100% into the program.
Awesome. And then where else do you head out for recruiting process? Are you state to state? Is it mainly Illinois?
We have a lot of kids from outside our region here on our team. Texas is a big area, Colorado, California, you know, so we're kind of just looking everywhere.
Okay, awesome. And then also, Coach, what else do you think that your team can improve on this year? Is there any like key points defensive or offensive wise that you would like to improve on?
We need to improve upon our blocking. You know, we need to do a little bit of a better job for that. Our defense is tops in the conference. It's just the blocking aspect of things needs to get a little bit better, so we're definitely working on that each week.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for coming in today, Coach Seidelman. We'll have a chance to support our Lady Spartans on October 10th at home versus Lakeland College and Thornton Gymnasium at 7 p.m. Welcome back. My name is Randy Armstrong, and we are now here with AU's very own athletic director, Jim Hammond. How are you doing today, Jim?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Of course. This is your second full year here at AU. So can you tell me about what your experience was like previously?
Before AU, I worked at Pepperdine University, which is on the West Coast. There I was the Associate Athletic Director for Student Development. I'd worked my way up the chain there a little bit. Before Pepperdine, I was at the University of Pittsburgh, and at Pittsburgh I was the Football Academic Coordinator. I was there for about 3 years. And before Pitt, I was at the University of Akron, where I worked in the Academic Support Services Office for student athletes. I was there for about 2.5 years, and that's where I got my start in college athletics.
Awesome. And then what interested you most when you chose to come to Aurora University?
When the job first opened, first of all, I was at a time in my career where I wanted to be an athletic director. I was ready to run, to lead my own athletic department or an athletic department. So I decided at that time that I wanted to look around. When the job at AU opened up, I had done some research and realized that it was a successful athletic department. And then more so, I thought it was a sleeping giant, that we could go to another level of success. So I did the research. I was interested in the job. The moment that I came out for the interview, meeting with the administration, it was a unique feel. They were very charismatic, very engaging, and I had a feeling right away that it was going to be a special place to work and to be a part of. And certainly that's the case now that I've been here for about 18 months. A special place to work, it's a great community, and I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. And I have to ask, coming from the Midwest, or from the West Coast to the Midwest, how's the weather change been for you?
It's winters are a struggle.
Yeah.
You know, those 4 months or so where it's gloomy, it's tough. I grew up in the Midwest. I'm originally from Ohio,
Okay.
so I got a taste of sunshine for about 5 years, and now we're back to reality.
Good. So you're used to it. That's good.
I'm used to it.
What visions do you have for AU athletic program?
Well, I think the vision starts with 3 key objectives for the department.
Okay.
And I talk about it often. First of all, we're here to promote the mission and strategic plan of the university. Second, we want to recruit, educate, and graduate student athletes. And third, we want to win conference championships and succeed in the postseason. Once you get those 3 objectives accomplished, that helps create the vision. And that's why we're here for the AU Athletic Department, is to further the national recognition for the school, for our university. So once we're able to do that, a big piece of the reason we're able to do that is through postseason success that I talked about, graduating student athletes at a high rate, and through community service and citizenship of our student athletes. That's the vision of AU athletics. People want to talk about tangible changes upcoming. And I think it's no secret that we're looking to upgrade the facilities. An outdoor complex is the next big project, certainly for the department and certainly for the university. And also we want to keep upgrading Aurora Alumni Hall. We had already tackled the weight room, the offices, Thornton Gymnasium this past summer, Vago Field. Now we got to start looking at the locker rooms, and we're starting to do that now. So I think the next big changes over the next 5 years will be the locker rooms and certainly the outdoor complex.
Awesome. And then, too, with the outdoor complex, what all will it include?
Well, I think it will come in different phases,
Okay.
Which is common when you do these types of big projects. Certainly we want a baseball and softball fields,
Yes.
an outdoor track, and probably within the track we would have the soccer teams over there. You know,
Awesome.
with that also you have some facility type of buildings and locker rooms. But certainly those programs need new facilities where they're housed under one umbrella.
Yes, definitely. I agree. How involved are you with the renovation of Thornton Gymnasium?
Well, from the moment I got on campus, I've been asking for it. So when it finally came down the pipeline, I was able to talk to Dr. Sherrick and Dr. DeLacy about different ideas I had about the actual layout, the color schemes, the floor scheme. You know, it's one of those things where I think they had been thinking about doing it for a long time. And I think AU Athletics is at a point now where they were ready to invest more resources into the gym. You know, our basketball teams do very, very well. The volleyball team is getting much better. So I think this is the time that we're able to upgrade the facility and certainly look to go to that next level, that next step. And with that, a lot of it's going to be postseason success.
Awesome. And then the women's sports won the 2013-14 Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference All Sports Trophy. What part did you play in that?
Well, I think most of it is a testament to the hard work of the student athletes and the coaches. We have some special kids here, and they did well on the field, on the court. Special coaches here, they did a nice job. My job, I didn't have much to do with that. I think the athletic director, my job is to help provide the resources they need to succeed on the field or on the court or in the classroom. But the success is because we have special student athletes and coaches.
Okay, awesome. And then what can we look forward from the Spartan Athletic Department this upcoming year?
I think it's more the same. We want to keep winning on the court or on the field, keep succeeding in the classroom, which we're able to do at a high rate. I don't think much changes with that. I think you'll see a continued emphasis on citizenship, community service from our student athletes, which won't go away. But I feel that this year is an important year for us, as I keep saying, to get that next level. And I think you'll see us winning conference championships. You're going to see us win the All Sports Trophy again on the women's side. And I feel strongly we're going to go back to winning it on the male side too. So I think more of the same for AU athletics this year. It's going to be an exciting year. A lot of our programs that needed to raise their level of success are starting to do that now. Certainly the ones that have been successful, we're expecting big things from them this year. So I think it's going to be an exciting year. I think we're going to win, and we're going to do well also in the classroom.
Awesome. And then two, over half of our student population are student athletes. And I'm sure a lot of people are interested in, how do you become an athletic director?
Well, I think you have to get your foot in the door somewhere. Yeah. And I was able to do that at first the University of Akron, where I got my first opportunity. And from there, I think you kind of figure out where your skills, what's the strength of your skills. For me, I moved up the chain in student development, working with student athletes, making sure that they're graduating at a high rate, going to class. And then once you're able to do that at a high level, you take on other job responsibilities. And with sports supervision, some fundraising, some things that I was able to add to my plate as I moved up the ranks, I felt that I was ready at that time to lead my own lead an athletic department. So I always tell people when they ask me, you got to figure out what's your area of emphasis in an athletic department. There's so many different jobs. If it's sports information, if it's compliance, if it's business, there's different jobs that you have to decide where you can start. Once you start and move your way up, you can decide then if it's something, being an athletic director, or something that would suit your skills.
Awesome. And then two, my last question, what advice would you give to all student athletes?
Well, I think it's not much different than regular students, and that's keep working hard, go to class, graduate. The big thing, though, I think every student should graduate with a career plan. It's one thing to have a degree, but I think once you start getting into your upper levels of your classes in your undergraduate degree, you got to have an idea if it's through internships or jobs or working in the summer, what you want to do once you graduate. I see athletics as a microcosm of life. There's attention to discipline, there's attention to detail, there's time management. So I think student athletes have a different skill base they're able to work on while they're during their undergrad degree to help them once they graduate to succeed in the real world.
Awesome. Thanks for coming in with us, Jim Hammond. Next we'll have on Rick Ponks. Welcome back. We're now sitting here with Aurora University's head football coach, Rick Ponks. How are you doing today, Coach Ponks?
Good. How are you?
Good. This being your first season here, what impact has AU made on you?
Well, I look to the community as very, very supportive. From the first month on until where I'm at right now, I've had professors, administrators, board members, the community all has reached out to wish us good luck, offer any assistance that they can to help move the program forward. So it's nice to be involved in a very caring, student-centered program.
Awesome. And then prior to this season, you brought in almost an entirely new coaching staff. So what was that transition like?
It's been fun. Yeah. We've come from all over the country, so we're getting to know the kids and we're getting to know each other. It has been very enjoyable, but there's one common thread is we've all come from successful programs and we're all type A personalities. So from my perspective, I know that the coaches or the players are being coached to achieve excellence, do things the right way. We've been hard on them, but it's to do the right thing.
Awesome. And then 3 games into the season, what are your thoughts on the Spartans?
We need to get better. We have every week we've gotten better. And, all sides of the ball, we're seeing improvements. The first 3 games of the season are our non-conference. So I've told the players and the coaches, we look at that as an opportunity to get the people in the right places, move people around, change things from week to week until we all get it in place for this week, which we start our conference play now. So we should be where we need to be going forward.
Awesome. And then who has made the biggest impact for the offense this season?
You know what? We're a team. It's not an offense-defense thing. Everybody has had an impact on this program, from the scout team players to the starters to everybody in between. The expectations for everyone is to get better every single day, make your teammates better every day, hold everybody accountable. So I can't sit here and single one out because that's really against our philosophy. We do things as a team here.
That's awesome. I like your outlook on that. And then for your Spartans travel to Rockford University this Saturday.
Yes.
How was the week's preparation for the Regents game?
Well, we got done today, and this is our second practice, and nobody got drastically hurt. So we're moving in the right direction. We've had a lot of injuries this year, so that's hampered us. So anytime we come out of a practice and people are still healthy, I feel good about it.
Good.
We, again, moved some people around, and today was a faster practice. It was intense. We start our Tuesday, Thursdays at 6:15 in the morning, so our guys are getting here at 5 o'clock to get taped and get trained or get ready. And sometimes that can lead to tired guys out there on the field, waiting for the sun to come up, because we don't see the sun until we're half an hour into practice. So today's practice, there was a lot more energy, a lot more juice is what I call it, and it was good to see that. I think the kids realize, all right, this is the conference. Now we got to really get focused.
Good. Awesome. And then what will be keys to success for the Spartans at Rockford this weekend?
The same as every week. You play good fundamental football on all 3 aspects: offense, defense, and special teams. The game comes down to 2 things, and I didn't make this up. They said it. Paul Brown said it 100 years ago. It comes down to blocking and tackling. If we can block and we can tackle, you're going to win most games. So that's really what we stress with our kids is let's do the fundamentals right, hold each other accountable, and we'll come out on top.
Awesome. And then what expectations do you have for the remaining of this season?
Same as every week, to win. we go into every game expecting to win, whether it comes out that way or not. One of the things I've told the kids is, and coaches too, be able to look yourself in the mirror when we come out of the locker room at the end of the game and say, I gave it my best. I gave everything I could. I played as hard as I could play. And if we do that, eventually the results are going to end up in our favor. If we can't do that, then figure out what we need to fix during the next week and get it going. So, I expect to win every game we go into, and I expect our players to give their best every week.
Okay. And then also, too, what improvements do you think your team needs to make most? Is it on the offense or defense? Do you want to throw more passing plays, rushing plays?
Oh, I don't get into too much of that part of it. I want our kids to play hard on every play. That's the one thing that I continually see on film, and I've talked to our players about this. You've got to understand how hard you have to play every single play. The game of football is decided on 5 or 6 plays. And you can go back in the last 3 games that we've played, and I can pick out 5 games that would have changed the outcome. Yeah. And typically it happens when somebody decides they're going to take a play off, or I don't have to go as hard this play, or I'm not as focused, and that changes the outcome of a game. So every play matters. Go hard every play.
Awesome. And then with recruiting being such an important factor of collegiate athletics, how is the recruiting process going for you now?
It's been good. I've seen a lot of interest. I think AU has a lot to offer on top of football, just the academics, the community that we're in, the opportunities there in this area. So that's attracting people to our school. Certainly the price point is very important. And I love our business model and the way Dr. Sherrick has managed this. It's a great opportunity to come in and leave here not burdened with debt, get a great education, and go on and be employed and be successful. So that's a great attraction, and I think it's generated a lot of interest from recruits. Last week's home game, we had a quarterback fly up from Atlanta with his dad to come see us. You know, we're reaching out through email. Kyle Skierski, our recruiting coordinator, has done a great job reaching out to the recruits, bringing them to campus. You know, phone calls, emails, people are contacting us saying, hey, I really like your program, I like what I see. And that's good, because we're 0-3. So imagine what's going to happen when we start to win. So I really think recruiting's going well. I think we've got 20-something people signed up for next week's homecoming game, and even more for the next game against Benedictine.
Awesome. And then I know that you guys, for your home opener, you were involved with some philanthropy. So
Yes.
do you have any further ideas to further that? Are you going to continue that next year as well?
We do. We want to give as much back to the community.
Okay.
We try to do something on a weekly basis. You know, it's not, we don't publicize everything we do. It's not to toot our own horn. It's to give back and help the community. And our players, when they come back from those experiences, to a man have said, wow, that changed the way my outlook on life, and it changed the way I see things. We've worked with the Americans Disability Program here in Aurora just to go over and have lunch with them. We go to Two Rivers Head Start every single week. We did the Veterans Service Project last week at the home game. I know I've talked to one of our social work professors. We're going to get involved with the honor flight here in October down at Midway Airport.
Okay.
So interfaith food pantry, everything that we can get involved in, we will get involved with. So short answer, yes, we're going to continue to do all of that.
Awesome. And then two, you know, you're talking about how you had a prospective student fly out from Atlanta, Georgia. How diverse is your football team right now? Is it state to state? Do you have any international students?
We don't have any international students. I'll welcome anyone that wants to come play. You know, if anybody in America, Samoa, wants to come up here, we'll take some Samoans. But we have four guys now from Texas. We got 4 or 5 from California, a couple from Florida. You know, we're branching out. I went out to Colorado this summer and made some connections, so we've got some Colorado families that are going to come out and visit. We want to go anywhere in the country we can to attract talented, highly academic, and good football players.
Awesome. And then two, what advice would you give your student athletes right now for like future plans or being a successful student athlete?
It's the same for student athletes and non-student athletes. You need to be great in everything you do. You can't look at one aspect of your life and be great, and then in the other aspects, not so great, or it's okay to be average. Hold yourself accountable and hold yourself to a higher standard. And let's go back to that in the mirror. That you look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, I gave it my all today. And then tomorrow, I'm going to give it my all again. If you do that on a consistent basis, you can be a doctor, a lawyer, an Indian chief, and you're going to be great at what you do, and people are going to want to be around you. You can influence people that way.
Definitely.
If you don't push yourself, that's when problems start to happen. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today, Coach Punks. We can look forward to supporting our football team on our very own Vago Field, October 11th, when the Spartans take on Concordia, Wisconsin. And that's all the time we have here on Spartan Spotlight. Tune in next week to hear more from the coaches and athletes here at Aurora University. Thank you and have a great day.